Have you ever noticed that the more honest you are with a narcissist, the more dangerous it seems to become? At first, you think honesty will fix everything. You tell them how they made you feel. You explain why you're upset. You open your heart and hope that this time they'll finally understand. But instead of feeling heard, you somehow end up apologizing. Because here's the truth. A narcissist doesn't listen to understand you. They listen only to defend themselves. Everything you tell them becomes information. Information they'll use against you later. Tell them you're insecure, and one day they'll use that insecurity to tear you down. Tell them what hurts you most, and don't be surprised when they press on exactly that wound during your next argument. Tell them your biggest fear, and somehow it becomes the very thing they accuse you of. That's because, to a narcissist, honesty is not intimacy, it's intelligence gathering. One of the saddest things I hear from survivors is this: I stopped telling them how I felt. Not because they stopped having feelings, but because every honest conversation somehow became another reason to be criticized, blamed, or made to feel like they were the problem. Eventually, something changes. You stop opening up. You stop asking for your needs to be met. You start rehearsing conversations in your head before you say them, terrified of how they'll react. You don't become quiet because you've got nothing to say. You become quiet because experience has taught you that honesty is not safe. And that's the true cost of loving a narcissist. You don't just lose your voice. You lose the belief that your voice even matters. But I want you to remember something. In a healthy relationship, honesty creates connection. With a narcissist, honesty is often turned into ammunition. And that's not because you're too sensitive. It's never that. It's because you're trying to communicate with someone who's more interested in protecting their ego than protecting their own heart. The moment you realize that, you stop asking, how can I explain this better? And you start asking the question that changes absolutely everything. Why am I trying so hard to be understood by someone who's chosen not to understand me? Now, if that question hits home, I'd love you to join Survive and Thrive, our community. It's a safe place where hundreds of people are rebuilding their confidence, finding their voice again, and healing alongside people who truly understand what they've been through. I'm also in there. You'll find it in the link below. Until next time, take care.